Welcome back to Learn BC. You're here with Jared, and we are in a series called Order to Cash. This is the sales series for Business Central, and we're in SOP-O2C-01. This is the Sales and Receivables Setup. Now, with each of our videos, we like to take you through three things. Number one, the context and the rules. What's the trigger, the preconditions, and the key principles that you need to know. And then we step through the SOP, the procedure, step, and we give you a visual demo. We then talk outcomes. What happens if it goes wrong, potentially, and what would it look like if it goes right? Now, with each of our videos, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and email us at how@learnbc.today with any questions, comments. Help us build this channel and build the community. Let's get started. Well, the sales and receivables setup is important, but it comes from where we turn around and we have a new business that we're going to be setting up, or it's a new company primarily, or you've changed the policy. Now, some of the things that we're going to cover in this with the setup, it's not everything, but it is going to cover a few important things. One is the number series. Two is the default posting groups. Three is the background posting, if that's what you do, and archiving, which definitely makes a difference within any particular business. The key principles here, a number series is critical. You need to have number series. This is like your invoice number, your customer number, your contact number. Like, there's so many numbers in the number series in Business Central, but you get to choose how you use them and when you use them. Archiving of sales data is super important. Now, if you close a quote and it means that it's moved into a sales order, the quote gets deleted. So if you choose not to archive, it's just going to delete it and you lose all of that history. Whereas if archiving's on, it copies that record, turns it into a sales quote archive. The same goes for sales orders, blanket orders, and sales return orders. You've got the ability to archive them when they are touched. And then the last thing here is you got to make sure your setups, you understand them for how the posting setups work. Your posting setups are given to you by finance. You should not be touching them, okay? But you need to understand in your setup data, which could be customer templates, item templates, depending on what your responsibility is, and making sure that you're selecting the right one. Now, the procedure here is quite straightforward. You just go open Tell Me, hit Alt-Q, and search for Sales and Receivable Setup. From here, we go to the General tab. It's called Fast tab. And we get to go through some of the defaults, and I'll run you through that. We're not going to go through every one. Move your mouse over the title. It'll give you a blurb. You can click Ask Copilot, and it'll give you more information on that subject, or just drop it into Google. So on the number series fast tab, make sure that you've got a number series assigned to each of the codes that you're going to use. Sometimes in Business Central, we keep them blank because we don't want someone to use them. Okay? So in circumstances, in posting groups or number series, we as partners will leave them blank intentionally so that if somebody goes to use it, it throws errors and stops them using it because it's the wrong function. They should not be using it. On the archiving tab, make sure you toggle them on. If you're going to use them, I highly recommend that you do. And then review background posting. Okay, this is for high volume sites where you've got a huge volume going through Microsoft Dynamics, and you don't want to post during the process because you want to leave it to the end of the day. You want them to move on to the next, for example, shipping or whatever. So let's take a look now in Business Central. So I'm here in Business Central. I'm going to go into Tell Me by hitting Alt-Q or clicking the magnifying glass. And just before I get into Sales and Receivable Setup, I want to go to Marketing. And in the Marketing Setup, there are some things here that flow into sales. So although this series is not about the CRM, you have to be aware that some things flow through. If you have gone, your team is doing a brand new build of Business Central with no setup data, all of this will be blank, and it's going to hurt you trying to add customers, vendors, etc. So there's a certain thing in contacts. So anyway, you've got your inherit your codes or not from marketing. So when we turn around, we turn this on, this actually then drives the inheritance. We move down into defaults, default salesperson code, territory, country, language, format, correspondence type, company salutation code, person salutation, sales. And this just saves a bit of time, but this interaction, so this is really important. What's the customer? All right. What is the customer? What do we call the contact type? For a a customer contact or a vendor contact or a bank contact or employee contact. This can cause you some headaches. If you don't have this set up and you go to add it, it's going to break. And then the numbering for contacts, campaigns, segments, tasks, and opportunities. And then duplicates, dedupe, which is the deduplication feature. If you add a customer with the same details twice, it's going to pop up and go, we've detected you've added a duplicated contact. Are you sure you want to do this? So the marketing setup flows into the sales and receivable setup. And so in here, we're going to start off with, in our step 1 of our SOP is the search. Step 2 is the general tab. And make sure you click show more up the top right hand corner. And here we have lots of settings here: stock out warning, shipment invoice, default item quantity puts a default item quantity of 1. So simple. So when you add an item, it's already got 1, but if you don't, it's 0. Okay, it's some really simple little creative things. Create an item from description. If you want your team to be able to create an item from the sales document in the description, they just type description, hit enter. It's going to ask the item template, hit OK, and the item's created. It's a rapid way to create. So there's some of these here that are really, really useful, and you want to check this. The default posting date is the work date. Okay, the default quantity to ship is what's left, the remainder. So if you've ever wondered where all of these defaults come from, for example, check prepayment when posting and auto update prepayments daily. I've set that. Now that's not default in the system, but you've got to turn these on. So you've got your general tab. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, we go down to number series. Now here you have some that are blank. If they're blank, they will fail. Okay, if you want to use issued reminders and cancel issued reminders, you need to have a number series in there. So we've got issued reminder number here, and then we've got a canceled issued reminder number. We can't do that because we don't have it, so it's going to fail. Posted prepayment invoice number, that's going to be a problem. Posted prepayment credit adjustment numbers, also a problem if we're going to use the prepayments. Okay, so you need to think about this. Direct debit mandate number. So our third item on the list was numbers. Then we move on to archiving. In here, I just turn them on, but with quotes, you also get the question can prompt, do you want us to archive this? Okay. And then lastly, you have what we call background posting. So this is all about post with the job queue. So this means that a job can run every which particular, and so it's looking job queue category code to actually run this in. And this is a setup that allows your postings to post via a batch. Now, there are other setups here that I haven't touched. I haven't touched the dimensions. That should have been done by finance. Your withholding tax and your VAT or GST and your posted data checks. Nobody in any country that I'm dealing with does checks anymore. Okay, so, but it's a feature that's there, and build dimensions is just one of our extensions, so we're not going to get into that. So you've got your customer groups, your price groups, your customer discount groups, and when we look at your payments, you've got your payment methods, payment terms, finance charge terms, reminder terms, and rounding methods. And all of these, again, I would avoid anyone in sales touching. They are all things that finance should have done as part of your project getting stood up. Now, the last thing that you should be aware of is when you go to add a customer, and if I hit new, it's going to show me a list of templates. Your templates here are something, so I'm going to hit cancel and no and search cast template. And in the templates, I've got 2 here, one for a company, one for a person. If I open it, one's a contact type company and the next one's a person. And the template here determines a whole heap of things, including the posting groups, so that the individual doesn't have to think in sales. You want them to just click add. So it could be wholesale, retail, it could be domestic, foreign, it could be intercompany customer, it could be employee customer, all sorts of different types. Depending on what you've agreed with finance, you should have a template for each to simplify your employees doing it. Right up the top here, I like to add them blocked. Why? You have to approve your customer using a workflow approval to activate it. So you let your team add any customers, but if they want to activate them, they have to come get approval. That's a common one. And down here, you've got the default location you could choose and the payment terms. So please, 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 if you want beautiful experiences as a sales head or as a tech head or as a finance head, go and do your setups, right? Use your templates, and in your dimensions, cover the required dimensions for this particular feature. It's going to set you up for success. Make sure that you've got, for example, I want to have area and ETS code mandatory. This is going to stop any transaction when they go to sell to this person, if they haven't done it yet, and this maintains the integrity of your dimensions within the system. All right, so getting to the wrap up, an exception: if a number series is missing from the drop down list, you must first create it. If you try to do a document, it's going to fail. All right, and the sales module is now ready to process documents. New sales documents will automatically draw their document numbers in their setups from the general setup. So as you open up a customer document, it just works, or your customer just works. It works the way you want it to work. So in summary, we've considered bulk posting. We've considered default calculation rules and credit warnings. We've assigned a distinct number series for all sales documents, enabled document archiving and audit trail. So what does this mean? We're ready to go on SOP-2, customer master data. So and you've seen the customer template. Sorry, there was one extra. Look, follow the series, subscribe. We're going to be dropping one of these videos every couple of days over the next week. And these are going to help you and your team get onboarded with Business Central for the order to cash. I'll see you in the next video.